Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a few DC updates for you today. Before I get into that, I have to thank my newest members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Thank you so much to the newest members: Mod Android, Brandon Hayes, Juan Noble, Calvin Schmidt, and Brandon James F. Thank you so much to you. Thank you. And to all the members. Actually, you guys and girls are the lifeline of the Ping Pong Flick Show. And we're almost there, like 7 more members. And then I would finally love to just give this away for that random prize as well. And we're slowly creeping up in subscriptions. So, once we reach 20,000, we will have a random prize drawing for that one as well. Okay, on with the show. The first topic of the day is Young Justice Phantoms. Scripts are done. This is according to a writer and a producer of Young Phantoms. He says this: all 26 scripts are done. 22 are fully recorded, minus a pickup here or there. The last 4 are partially recorded. So obviously, 26 scripts must be 26 episodes. 22 are fully recorded, meaning the cast has already recorded their voices. They already did all the dubbing and everything for 22 of those episodes. The last 4 are partially recorded, and then after that, that's it. It will be in the can, and it will be just up to the animation department, which I'm not sure. I don't know if they do animation first, then they record. I would think so. I mean, sometimes you see them looking at the animation while recording, and then there are other times where they're just recording off of a script, and then they apply that to the animation later. So I'm not sure how this one goes. But in any case, Young Justin Phantoms, there is your update for you Young Justin Phantoms fans out there. So that's pretty cool. I can't wait to see that. All right, the next thing is another thing that's coming to HBO Max. This is really exciting. Titans Season 3. Now, over the weekend, there were kind of like little bits of this Starfire new look picture that was brought out, right? There were like pieces of the puzzle, but not entirely the full frame, full picture until today. Today, Starfire's new suit is finally revealed for Titans Season 3. So this obviously is a concept art that they have done, artists that had put out, but this is on HBO Max's channel. Starfire's logo right there. It looks great. It looks fantastic. I gotta say, it looks better than the last 2 seasons so far. I mean, the first season wasn't really the suit at all. She just wore the purple dress and she had that little, the thing around her neck. But that was it. She didn't really get a suit until later on, and of course in season 2 as well. But now we're gonna get a really good, just like the Red Hood. I think they're really starting to make good suits for Titans. I mean, I liked Robin, I like Nightwing. They look fantastic. But I think it's getting better and better. Now, this I think is the actual the physical suit that Anna is actually wearing. It is a little tighter. It doesn't bring out a little bit as I thought it would as I'm looking closer, but I'm not sure if this is just a prototype and this is the actual suit that she's going to wear. We'll probably have to wait and see until we actually get to see Titans Season 3. But it looks much better. I guess it looks much better than before, so I'm really excited for this. They even prepared some other parts of the suit as well, and even has descriptions of all the different things in there. So I'm thinking this is not going to be, I think there's going to be a little bit more, perhaps. I could be totally wrong with that. And if this is the suit, then I'm kind of okay with it, because this looks fantastic already. I mean, this is a great improvement to it. Maybe this kind of clearly shows that the budget for HBO Max is a little bit higher than what they were able to get for the DC universe. And then also the hair, as you notice, it does look different. Her hair is a little bit red in this one, and with no curls. So I'm kind of curious about this, as we did see behind the scenes shoot of her with slightly curls, but not like that. So I'm wondering if later on we'll actually get to see the real version of this or not. We'll have to wait and see about that. But it is an incredible improvement. I'm really digging the look here. And this gets me excited for possibly the other characters as well. And I'm really eager to look at that. I mean, even Superboy. I get Superboy. It's just a t-shirt with the red, but there may be, I know it's not really accurate to the comics, but there may be opportunities for him to do a little bit of upgrade as well. So I'm really looking forward to this season 3 to see how everything shapes up. I mean, even Wonder Girl, I know she's back. She's still alive. Donna Troy's still alive or going to be alive. Is she going to get an upgrade as well? So this is quite interesting in any case. But as you see here, Hero 2.2, different versions of the suit. There's a version here, R3. So obviously, I think it's a work in progress. But hey, just looking at this alone, I'm sold. I'm really excited for this. So Titans Season 3, Starfire. Here she is. Here she is. All right. Now the next thing on my list is another, probably it's HBO Max. I would say so. And this is regards to Patty Jenkins' Amazon spinoff. Now, there has been a little bit of details today, courtesy of Geek Magazine, and it kind of tells you where this will take place. I don't know if they actually said that before, where she said before, where Amazon, the spinoff, will actually take place. We have Wonder Woman, and then we have Wonder Woman 1984. Of course, Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman, is all the way into World War I. Then there's a huge time jump into 1984. Then after that, what will take place there? Is it going to be between Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984? Apparently not. This is actually when it will take place. And Geek Magazine asks, can you tell us a few words about the Amazon spin-off movie you written with Jeff Johns and will be producing? How will it be linked to the personal narrative arc of the Wonder Woman saga? And Patty Jenkins says this: this is a story that Jeff Johns and I came up with and then introduced to Warner. The events of the story take place after Diana leaves Themyscira, the island of the Amazons, and there are some twists and turns linked to what will happen between Wonder Woman 1984 and Wonder Woman 3. The production of the project has not yet officially started, but I hope we get it because I love this story. So obviously, this is a story that her and Jeff Johns talked about prior to making Wonder Woman 1984 together, and it's interesting. So there are, I don't know if it's going to happen before Wonder Woman 1984, because it says the events of the story take place after Diana leaves Themyscira. So that's after, that's during Wonder Woman 1. And then there's some twists and turns linked to what will happen between 84 and 3. So unless, the years don't change much or whatever on that island, I'm thinking there is going to be a time jump from whatever happens when she leaves, and then something that occurs between 84 and Wonder Woman 3, which also takes place during the Justice League time. So I'm also wondering, will they even, talk about Justice League? Like, there is a big portion of Themyscira where Steppenwolf comes down, whether it's Justice League or Zack Snyder's Justice League, where he tries to take the mother box and kills quite a bit of Amazons in there. Will they make it? Will they kind of say, okay, well, that didn't happen, or will they include that? Because after all, Zack Snyder is the producer of Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984, and possibly even Wonder Woman 3 as well. Stone Quarry is involved in that. So let's see what happens. I'm kind of intrigued by that notion of the Amazon spinoff and where that will lead. I think a lot of people are asking me that as well. Like, if there's any spinoffs from, Aquaman or Wonder Woman, will it take into canon the Zack Snyder's Justice League? I mean, it really depends what happens to Zack Snyder's Justice League and how that they could spin off of that. But in my mind, I think it's going to be a spin off of Patty Jenkins' movies and also James Wan's Aquaman. So Amazons is one of those, and I'm really intrigued to see what type of story this really will be. So that is Patty Jenkins' Amazon spin-off details. Now on to the movies. Not much. We're in COVID. Everything's been pushed back. The exception of Wonder Woman 1984 actually coming out on December 25th. I can't wait to watch that. But Birds of Prey there's still a little bit about Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey, apparently the album won at the AMAs. This is a tweet coming from Harley Quinn Updates. Birds of Prey, the album, won favorite soundtrack at 2020 at the AMAs. If you haven't had a chance to pick up the album, here you go. I haven't really, but I haven't actually heard any of the songs other than the songs that were in the movie, but it won the award for best soundtrack. Not many movies came out, so there's slim pickings. But being a DC fan, I'm pretty happy that a DC soundtrack won an award. So there you go. If you're interested, go get the album right now. I'm sure it's available everywhere and anywhere. All right, so that's Birds of Prey, the album. Also, very exciting thing that's coming up, and this happens every year, but I think this is even more important after we had Wonder Woman 1984 a panel over at the Brazil CCXP. So it seems like DC Warner Brothers are paying a lot more attention to DC Brazil, because there's a lot of DC fans over there and they love everything DC. There's a huge fan base over in Brazil. So I'm really happy that they took their time and they skipped San Diego Comic-Con and went straight to CCXP to show off Wonder Woman 1984. And here's hoping they show off more. DC is once again headed to what they're calling CCXP Worlds. This is coming from my friends over at DC Versal, and here we go. A Warner Media confirmed its presence at CCXP Official. The panel will take place on December 6th, Sunday, starting at 5 p.m. That time, I'm going to have to try to figure out what time and day that is for me, because I'll probably live stream if there's any panels going to be there. We will have news from HBO Max and obviously from DC. So here's the little marketing thing here. It shows you Warner Bros. Home Entertainment, pictures, TV, games. I wonder what games. Gotham Knights is probably going to be there. Are we going to get another look at Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Consumer products, which probably means toys and things. HBO is going to be there. Don't know if we're going to get another look at Zack Snyder's Justice League. Not sure. It could. It is under Warner Brothers. If they want to actually present that, it's a possibility. And also DC as well. Of course, DC culminates all that. Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. All of that Warner Media is going to be at CCXP Worlds this next month. So that's something else you can be sure to actually look forward to as well. And like I said, once we get closer, I'll find out what time. I'll probably do another live stream just like last year. I did the whole live stream for Wonder Woman 1984 panel. That was an amazing thing to see, by the way, just seeing all those Brazil fans and all the cosplayers on there, and they had Patty Jenkins' gal and everything, and they introduced, and we finally got to see Wonder Woman 1984, and it was such an amazing moment. It was a big crowd. There was so much energy in the room. I don't know if they can do that. I'm not sure what that's going to be like. I don't think it's going to actually have a physical presence in any case. This may just be another DC fandom. For all I know. So we'll have to wait and see what will happen for CCXP World. So, but I'm glad that DC Brazil is getting a lot of attention. They should. There's a lot of fans over there that definitely should get that attention, DC attention. So thank you so much to DC Versal for putting that out. Now, this is a scoop. Someone deemed me this and wanted me to talk about it, so I figure I do. HBO Max wants a Justice League trilogy. Ooh. So this is coming from Geekosity Mag. Scoop: HBO Max wants a Justice League trilogy. I'm going to read it to you. So just to get just a little comment a little bit. So Geekosity, of course, is Mike Sutton. The Snyder Cut might be the beginning of a Justice League trilogy for HBO Max. I initially reported about the possibility of Justice League 2 on August 29th. Insiders now tell me that if it meets the expectations of Warner Brothers' parent company, AT&T, the Snyder Cut will give birth to a trilogy. It's a case of falling dominoes, and where they land could expand director Zack Snyder's playground on HBO Max. Anticipation rides high among AT&T executives for the Snyder Cut. In fact, I'm hearing they are more thrilled about the future commercial possibilities of this than Wonder Woman 1984. There's nothing personal against the upcoming Gal Gadot sequel, which will be released simultaneously in theaters, but there's a huge difference between a film and a limited series on a streaming network. It's a show. The like Stranger Things on Netflix and The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. That truly expands subscribers on these channels to become addicted to them, keeps them watching on a weekly basis, anticipating the next installment. Apparently, although I'm placing numbers on the Justice League follow-ups, they won't be movies. They will have cinematic budgets, but they're going to give Snyder the hours to let the stories fully unfold. What HBO Max is looking for is a superheroic Game of Thrones, live-action graphic novels. When Snyder does continue Justice League, it will be in that format. It will give him space to develop Darkseid, bring Green Lantern into the team, and allow him creative freedom. He can also push the edges without fearing a PG-13 will become an R or a no-no for mega superhero movies in theaters. HBO Max would like Ben Affleck to remain as Batman for the whole trilogy, as it won't affect Robert Pattinson's version in the movies. Eventually, though, they do wish for Henry Cavill's Man of Steel to meet Pattinson's Dark Knight. That part's weird. Eventually, though, they do wish for Henry Cavill's Man of Steel to meet Robert Pattinson's Dark Knight. That's interesting. But it just depends on the impact of the Snyder Cut. The dominoes have gotten bigger. So in any case, when I'm reading this is really a summary of all the information culminated from Grace Randolph, Stephen Colbert. I mean, he even put out a similar article back in November of 2019 after we trended. So, and that was on Screen Rant. Dave the Film Junkie has talked about this. I've talked about this at length with Garza, with Ben Everts, with Scott McClellan, on our vodka streams. This is nothing new in case, and it's just a culmination of those things that we've talked about. Yes, it's the sequels will probably be part of the miniseries. We already talked about it. It's going to be like the Game of Thrones. It's going to be like the Mandalorian, and also that, of course, they're going to want Ben Affleck to be the Batman for that trilogy. Absolutely. And they're also going to, wait to see what happens with the Snyder Cut, right? Now, that part's kind of iffy. I like there are some of us who are like saying that they're putting in $70 million not for a one and done because they're planning to invest in more. And then there are also the other bunch where we're saying that, we're going to have to wait until we'll see what happens with the Snyder Cut. But in any case, regardless of what you think is happening with that $70 million and then investment in either a one and done, or they're waiting for the Snyder Cut to be successful, one thing you can take from either of those different sides is that HBO Max would probably want a Justice League trilogy, and Zack Snyder is open to that depending on what the future holds, as he kind of alluded to in my interview with him, and also the fact that this is getting a lot more attention than Wonder Woman 1984 so far, and it could be because Wonder Woman 1984 has been delayed over a year. It feels older, even though we haven't seen it yet, but it does feel a little older, even though Justice League is like 4 years old in a way, but it's new stuff, things that we haven't seen before. It's becoming such an epic endeavor and just an epic project and property and a title that it becomes much bigger than any other DC film that is coming out, whether it's the Suicide Squad or Woman 1984. It has become quite large and interesting to people. So I get that why we keep talking about Justice League, because it is quite up there. It's one of my anticipated DC project that is coming out, because it's got everybody. It's got Superman, it's got Batman, it's got Wonder Woman, it's got all the Justice League members, and probably, I would love to see Martian Manhunter and the mystery of having Green Lantern in there or not, depending, right? And maybe Supergirl, I don't know. But it's a definitely big mystery. It's definitely something that is bigger than any other DC project so far that's coming out. To me, I can't help but get excited. And I think everybody else is excited as well. And so, yeah, HBO Max could be seeing that and saying, look at all the excitement. Look at all the hype level. Look at everything that's being done for this. should we just leave it as just one? Or should we just try to make more out of it? So, yeah, this article, no brainer, really. If you've been listening and also you've been watching me or my colleagues and reading their articles or listening to their podcasts or Vodka Stream or Grace Randolph even, this is the same stuff that's been being said all along, but it's great to hear that other people are picking it up and maybe hearing the same things and putting it out as well. It just encourages that positive hype that we all kind of love and really like, and especially need in this during time of this kind of not too much other DC news so far. So it's great to see that in any case, and of course, we can definitely hope for more Justice League. So, all right. Okay, now let's go to the Ping Pong Flix members' comments and questions. So if you want to see your comment or question on air, please leave a comment or question in the comments section of this video. So whatever comments and questions you write in this video, I'll bring it up in the next video. That's where you can leave it. I know someone emailed me, but I saw that you put out one on the comments of the previous video, so thank you for that. And here we go. This is the section. I'm going to read the first video. The first video was about the Warner Brothers wanting more Justice League. Eric Blake, Chris, I just realized something. At JL Alexander on Twitter pointing out that Amy stumbled and looked away a bit upon saying, expanded the universe a little bit. That made me realize something, a little detail we all missed about exactly what she says, specifically the one word she says right before expanded, we've. We've expanded the universe a little bit. Amy's honest heart has revealed she was indeed part of the additional photography. I knew it. Cue the Perry White scene. I'm just going to like it. But, I think, yeah, could be. I don't know. I'm not sure who, Zack Snyder, even to me, didn't reveal who was actually part of the additional photography. So I don't know about that. But, I think when she said we've expanded the universe a little bit, or even just expanding the universe a little bit, I think she is well aware of what the script she read back in the day, that it didn't just end with the Snyder Cut. It didn't end with just Justice League 1. She knew there was more to it. There's expanding that universe a little bit. So I think to me that's what she meant. But yeah, anything is possible. Because I'm not Zack Snyder, so I don't know what exactly did he shoot. Geek Haven Jan 86. What would you think if Snyder did something crazy like Dick Grayson returning as Red Hood, since he is the Robin who died in this universe? Also, keep your eyes open. Something coming in the mail next month. Something coming in the mail. Wow, I appreciate it. Thanks, Geek Haven. I don't know what it is, but returning as Red Hood, it could. That's the one mystery about Justice League 2 and 3. We know quite a bit about Justice League 1, even though that's still the tip of the iceberg. But 2 and 3, or just 2, I don't know how many more, but it's such a large story. We only know that it's a nightmare future, but we don't know who actually been there. I mean, just recently we found out that Joker was in the nightmare future, right? Or is going to be in the nightmare future. And the possibilities are at this point endless on what he wants to add, because he's getting to add things that he never got to add before. And so just imagine that he's going to be doing Justice League 2 and 3. He could have that idea, like you just said. Well, what if I bring Dick Grayson back and he's Red Hood? What that relationship of him coming back and what Bruce Wayne does with that. That's a possibility, even though he did say that there is no Robin until Carrie Kelly. So Carrie Kelly would be his Robin, but he didn't say there wouldn't be a Red Hood. So I totally get what you're trying to go with, and that's could be a possibility. So that's part of the great speculation discussion that he loves us to have. So I'm definitely going to keep that on the back burner in any case. All right. The next is from Eric Blade again. He says, you all knew I was going to go all in about Amy Adams, the angel, with her interview. So here we go. Amy made sure to clarify that she already knows that Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out. What she got excited about here is Sean as a representative of the Snyder Cut community she's barely heard of. So, Chris, there we hope you'll be able to, through Sean, perhaps get Amy to come on your show channel for an interview. Oh, I don't know, man. If it happens, please be sure to bring me as part of your panel for her. Even if it's a 2-person panel, you and me, it doesn't have to be, of course, more than merry and all that. Okay, I'll shut up now. Here's to hope. I don't know. I think I'm really grateful that Zack Snyder was able to, come on my show. I don't expect to be piled on with the entire cast and crew. Not at all. I'm just happy that Zack Snyder, like I said on the interview, Zack Snyder, if you're my only biggest guest on this show, I am happy with that. So I don't know. If anything, maybe you should ask Sean. Maybe next time he talks to Amy or somebody, you'll probably have better luck that way, to be quite honest. But thank you. Let's go on to the next video. The next video is the one that I just released yesterday, and that is Nicolas Cage. Superman Lives in the Flash movie. That's my editorial. I really had fun with that little 8-minute video, so I hopefully you go and check it out. Dobie says, Nick really did have a great body in the late 90s. Recently saw Family Man and was shocked at his physique. His face and neck were misleading. He was the original Kylo Ren, except more defined. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. You're right, because Kylo Ren looks a certain way, but then you take off, he was shirtless in Last Jedi, and it's like, oh, he's pretty bulky. So yeah, depending on his acting, Nicolas Cage really kind of just sulks forward. But in certain cases like Con Air and things like that, he really bulked up, and he would have made, his physique would have had that Superman physique, definitely. Nick better start taking care of his health now. Yeah, he could. I don't know if he's healthier now or not, but like I said, it would be a small cameo, so it wouldn't be too extensive. I don't think. Tim Burton's The Batman started all for me. This would be a dream come true to see Nicolas Cage as Superman. I remember the rumors. Yeah. And I would totally love to see, and not just that it comes true or not. I think it would be a great chance for him to kind of have closure in a way, and Tim Burton have closure. When I watched that Death of the Superman Lives, What Happened by the late, incredible, awesome John Schnepp, that's why I had a big segment for him, because I really enjoyed him talking. I really miss him. But I love that you really see the pain that Tim Burton and Nick Cage not being able to do that movie. So in a way of having him closure, it will be a nice thing to have them have a small little segment or something in that Flash movie, in a way to an homage and so on and so forth. So hopefully it happens. I can literally see you salivating making this video. I loved making. I was like ready. I couldn't wait to make the Nicolas Cage Superman video, and I enjoy making the editorial, and that's one of the ones, just like the Brandon Routh one. I love making the Superman videos, but another editorial is coming out. I'm writing it up. Yes, and this was the ones that I actually write it up and do things and grab clips and stuff. It's going to be about Ben Affleck Batman, so I'm really excited to put that one out probably this coming weekend. This is Brent T. Wilson. This is a topic that I've loved for years. Everyone needs to see the Death of Superman Lives documentary because it's brilliant. I wholeheartedly agree. Everyone should definitely see that documentary. I linked the documentary in the description of the Superman Lives in the Flash movie editorial video. So go and check it out. Jonathan Mueller, see you in HBO Max. Zack Snyder's Justice League 1, 2, and 3. David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Ben Affleck's The Batman. Batfleck versus Deathstroke. Batflex versus Cat Guccino. There's a lot of people. Tim Burton's Nicolas Cage's Superman Lives. I don't know if that's going to happen. Brandon Routh's Kingdom Come Superman series. No development on that yet, but hopefully that happens. But I don't know about Nicolas Cage Superman Lives. I don't think they're ever going to make that. Maybe an animated form, but and I still would love to see that, by the way. I mean, just to watch that thing, it is bonkers, out of this world, but crazy enough that I actually want to see it. I actually want to see what that would have been about. So that would be interesting. Lee Fusion Robinson, we need more Superman content like this, Chris. Oh, thank you so much. I totally appreciate that. Sickness. Oh, SHIT. This is an editorial. Dope. You can't really see it. Dope. Brandon Hayes. Hi, Chris. I'm new here. I just want to say congratulations on the growth of your YouTube show and thanks for your hard work. Keep growing. You could get popular. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Just read the article you highlighted about Zack Snyder by John Garza about him reverse engineering the press in 2020. The fans helped turn things around. The hard work by the fans helped it to happen. Their hard work online made AT&T see that they need to literally halt and bring Zack on for the Snyder Cut. So based on the analysis in John Garza's article, the douchery nerd blogs online back in 2016 all collectively bashed BVS because they didn't get to visit the set as press. What the F? Is this because what caused the backlash? The backlash was just a well-orchestrated nerd blog revenge scheme against Zack and WB, and this nerd rage influenced the critics, and as a result, this scared Warner Brother Pictures into abandoning their original plan. This is the reason why Warner Brothers is always trying to copy Marvel by making their movies fun and shiny. The other article on Screen Rant about Zack being DC's future again is on point too. I feel that through failure and public embarrassment, I think AT&T sees the need to correct the mistakes made by the previous Warner Brother Pictures leadership. With the pandemic happening too, I think they have all learned their lesson, and they now understand that they made a mistake by trying so hard to copy Marvel movies and embarrassing themselves further. They unfortunately now have a bad reputation for franchise misfires and bad PR due to behind-the-scenes choas and stories of abuse of the actors, cast, and crew. Instead of success, Warner Brothers is probably a studio that gets laughed at by Disney, Paramount, Sony, and the other big studios. Warner Brothers is the example of how to manage a franchise. It just goes to show how Kevin Feige and the Marvel team influenced the movie going public and society to the point where they control and set the tone for what movie ticket buyers want to see and how they want to feel when they're in the theater watching a movie. Crazy times we're living in. I mean, how do we go from, this is a huge essay, by the way. I mean, how do we go from soulful sci-fi epic fantasy dramas like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, to badly made action comedies with the dodgy CGI like the Aquaman film? Sure, Aquaman made money, and I like Jason in the role, but let's admit that the movie was silly and aimed at toy-buying children and not what Zack envisioned for the character when he gave the character a makeover in 2016. Martin Scorsese was right. These comic book films are not cinema. At least Zack and Ayer were focused on building the compelling soulful dramas with a touch of realness combined with the action and fantasy comic book elements. I will still give the new Suicide Squad movie by James Gunn a chance. It could be good, but it feels like Warner Bros. Trying to once again hire a Marvel movie director to make their filmverse fun. Their DCEU filmverse was fine the way in 2016. I think they understand that now. Do you agree? And I feel that the advent of streaming and the COVID virus shutting down theaters was a wake-up call for Warner Brothers. I like what they're trying to do with the Flash movie. The idea of a post-Snyder cut Flash teaming up with a 1989 Michael Keaton Batman sounds cool, but I'm still partially pissed that we never got a Ray Fisher Cyborg movie, a Jared Leto and Margot Robbie Harley Quinn Joker movie, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Flashpoint Batman in a Flashpoint movie or solo Ben Affleck Batman movie with a Deadshot as the villain. Still mad as hell, as we got none of that. We should have had that by now. Instead, we got Aquaman, Shazam, and Birds of Prey. Wonder Woman 1984 even looks to be a little too shiny and fun, and I'm starting to get annoyed with the obvious studio mandates. They need to stop the shiny and fun and stop copying Marvel. Because of the way Zack Snyder was treated by Warner Brothers, I will support the Snyder Cut and anything else Snyder does from here. He's a great visionary, director, writer, and artist. I can't wait for his zombie movie to come out. All right, so that is a giant essay. Thank you so much, Brandon Hayes, for putting that out. I may not read large ones like that, but I will definitely answer this one. Yeah, I mean, like it seemed, I don't know what exactly happened during the time of VBS. All I know is that it seemed like they were listening to the critic reviews. As you know, that's why I started this channel, because I wanted to tell the world, whoever was listening at that time, that I enjoyed BVS and it's a good movie. Damn it. So, I don't know what where John Garza came about all that information. He has his own sources and stuff like that. You know, Zack Snyder did like the article and shared the article, so they may be true to that, you know, because he actually read it. So I'll leave it at that. But the other things about what type of movies and things like that, I get it. There's people who like this or not like this. They don't want a colorful DC. They want the darker DC. And I love the Snyderverse. I enjoy the Snyderverse. I love it. It's the best part of DC for me in entertainment right now. But I do realize that not every story will be that dark and gritty. Things like Shazam is going to be different. Aquaman is going to be different. There's going to be different parts of DC. There's different comic runs. Not everything looks the same. Not every artist draws the same. Not every writer writes the same. And to me, I think this opportunity now that the Snyderverse, and hopefully they restore the Snyderverse, but the Snyder Cut is coming out, and there's an opportunity here for, person like Jim Lee will see and look at that and says, look at all these different movies. There's different series. Look at all these different flavors, if you will. This buffet of DC. You can pick and choose which one you want. So if you don't like the shiny and fun stuff, you can clearly ignore that. And he's telling you, don't worry, we got something that you like over here, and that's HBO Max. They've got some stuff coming out over here. And not everything shiny and fun is going to the theaters. Look at Matt Reeves' The Batman. That doesn't look shiny, and it's going to be fun in another fun type of way. And fun meaning not comedic fun. I had fun with Batman v Superman. I had fun with Man of Steel. Of course, that's fun, but it's not comedic or it's not light in any way. And I don't think that Matt Reeves' The Batman is going to be light in any way. The Suicide Squad, that's going to be gory. That's going to be gory, rated R. There's going to be a lot of swear words. It's going to be the hell rated R. I mean, this is James Gunn we're talking about. James Gunn without Marvel influence. That it's going to be the movie what he kind of did before he even went with Guardians of the Galaxy. If you watch Super, it's like that. So there's different flavors. You can pick and choose anything that you want. The advent of streaming, of course, has always been there. It was one of the biggest things. It's just stronger now. The more emphasis on it now because of the coronavirus. It was always going to be there. Streaming was always going to be the future, regardless of coronavirus. Coronavirus actually accelerated that process and made other companies realize that we got to really boost up streaming because theaters can't open. There's restrictions and things like that. So definitely, I get what you're going through and what you've been talking about, and I agree for a lot of it. But you also have to know that not everybody's going to like what you like. Not everybody's going to like what I like. There's going to, and the best part about DC right now, which I think hopefully Marvel is learning, is that there's different flavors in DC. And there's different types of people who like different types of movies and shows. And we have to really accept them all. We can't just force feed a certain flavor. We have to have all flavors available for all flavors of people. And I think Marvel is finally realizing that, and that's why they're probably going to let Deadpool 3 happen the way that Ryan Reynolds wants it to happen, rated R. I hope so. I hope they're not trying to force feed PG-13 down their throats because Deadpool 3 it works wonders as rated R, much better. So we're going to see a lot more of that in DC, and that's why I'm all in on all DC because James Lee realized and really told the other, people, other suits, that the way to market DC is to market it to all fans, not just one segment of the fans that like a certain way, and not trying to force this type of flavor to all the other creators that come on to make their stuff. They have to give a variety, and they have to let artists breathe and writers breathe. So That's why I'm all in for DC. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of DC content and movies, shows, and video games, please click the like button, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, grab a t-shirt down in Teespring down below. This is my new Superman one, and I'll see you next time.